All YouTubers, it is I, Hell Gear, and before we get into Snoopy's Town Tale, I gotta let everybody be reminded of, well, Crybaby Booby and the festive buildings for the Halloween town are here. So yeah, get it while you can. I personally, I don't have it, so I'm not getting it. I managed to, as I mentioned in the community post, get in on the gold pass. So I got lucky on that. But enough about that. There are still a few more things left to obtain. Paper bats and paper ghosts. Woo! Gotta get those. So, let's get back into it. Am I selling some more stuff? No, can't. Can't sell stuff. But I can open some boxes. That's good to have. The pencil was just was really a missed opportunity because we have blue pencils that we can normally get, and we could have used that as crafting material for the Halloween pencils. And it's kind of a bum rap. Oh, well, look at that. Inside the spooky pumpkins. Alrighty then. Some more things for Mr. Harold Angel. And let's get back to the business. So, I figured out something rather interesting while going through how this scenario works. And where do I get that? I have it already. Good. All right, I just have to put it down then. The pumpkin train. Part of me wants to do a spoof of the late great Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train, but I'm not going to do that. I can't even put the train right there. That's why. All right. Let's try that again. Pumpkin train. I had 3 bags. Excuse me. I had 3 bags. Oh, okay. That's better. Now, back to that pumpkin train. So, what do you guys think of the Halloween items for decorations this year? Tell me in the comments section. You know, gotta go through and get the trick or treat. I gotta get the kitchen. The kitchen. But that's a part of the money pass, and I don't have the money to get it. Unfortunately, I just don't. And it's kind of sad in a way because I was really hoping to actually have it. Where is the pumpkin train? Can I put that down right next to this? Nope, nope, nope. That's too big. Too big. Too big. All right. There we go. Pumpkin train. And it's actually down. Okay. All aboard, Peppermint Patty. It's time for you to ride on the. I was just about to do it again. Ah, Ozzy, I miss you, man. You died after Hulk Hogan. I was like, wait, Hulk Hogan, then Ozzy? It's like, oh, come on. Oh, you give me bats. You are definitely going on this. Really? You're in the second car of the pumpkin train. Well, at least you're having a good time. That's what matters. That is what matters. That you are enjoying yourself as you ride on the pumpkin train. And once Halloween's over, I'm putting that with the train station where it is supposed to go. All right. Sophie giving me some boards. Can always use the boards. Because Woodstock also gives me boards. And it feels really nice. You know, coming back to do Halloween is something that's very, very nice. And Well, I got a notification from Grim, from, from the man Grimoken, and it's a, and I think he's done with doing Snoopy Town. You know, I I think he's just done. He's like, man, just nope. That's where he is. He's on the nope status now. It's fine. You know, I get it. I've been doing this for 8 years. 8 years. 8. Linus's outfit is the 12-hour one, right? Yes, it is. Well, he will never be doing that this event. He will not be doing that this event. It's unfortunate. Nope. That's fine. I can use the tape measures. Man, now I got that. Now I got the song stuck in my head. Ah, actually, I don't even have the song stuck in my head. I just got the bridge stuck in my head. Man, ah, it looks like growing up in school, I couldn't sing Ozzy Osbourne's "Crazy Train." We had to change it, right? We had to change it to like "Gravy Train." You know, we had to change it to "Gravy Train." We couldn't say "Crazy Train," even though that was the name of the song. Nope, you can't. No, there will be no "Crazy Train." You have to say something else, right? And as the kids in school, right, we would be talking about, or we would be singing "Riding on the Rails of the Gravy Train," or, or somebody said "Riding on the Rails of the Lazy Train," right? Because we couldn't say it. Remember, look, grade school Hellgear went to school at a Christian school, okay? When you have one of the greatest, when you have the Prince of Darkness, okay? Because everybody knows Ozzy Osbourne is the Prince of Darkness, not the Lich King from World of Warcraft. Even though he beat the, even though he beat Ozzy in the fight, we all saw the commercial. All right, Ozzy Osbourne will still be the Prince of Darkness. I still remember the World of Warcraft commercial of that too. I'm Ozzy Osbourne and I'm the Prince of Darkness. All aboard! And he's celebrating in his avatar. And then they go, cut Ozzy the Lich King's the Prince of Darkness. This and Ozzy with the nut sack that hangs low to the ground that he always has. He's like, I don't know what fucking gravy train you I don't know what fucking crazy train you've been riding, but I've been the Prince of Darkness since 1979. And then all of a sudden, in the commercial, you see the Lich King come in, and he's like, there can be only one Prince of Darkness. Lucy, I can put on your outfit now. And in comes the fight, and before he gets his back blown out, all you hear Ozzy say is "Shan." I wonder if she's going to miss him yelling her name like that. You know, I wonder if she's going to miss him yelling her name. Shan. And if and everybody who went to his last concert before he died, man, if you manage to keep those ticket stubs, for like collectors purposes, you're probably going to have all kinds of money. Right? Somebody actually showed video of someone attending, and he was doing the song Mama I'm Coming Home. And that was the first time I ever heard that song. You know, that was my first time I ever heard him sing the song Mama I'm Coming Home. And you can tell in his voice, like, I remember watching the interview where he recovered from the I think it was a stroke that he had or a heart attack, one of those two. And he was sitting there, and I would look at him, and it's like, man, this legend here is old as dirt, but he still looks amazing. You know, most people are like Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, I know him. He does the song Iron Man in Guitar Hero. Like, you don't even see Guitar Hero in arcades anymore. If you go to arcade, maybe they might have one at Dave and Buster's or something. But there's a coin op arcade that I can go to downtown for adults. And you know it's an adult arcade because they ID you before going in, right? So I found this out the hard way. I was like, oh, this is an arcade. I wanted to go in one day, and I had both of my nephews, and neither of them had their ID on them. Well, one had his ID, the other one didn't, but he wasn't 21 to get in. So we ended up not going. And now when we go to that ID, he has his ID, we go down there, and I can just go in, burn like $5. Wow. Okay. And we can just go and enjoy ourselves a bit. Like, arcades are some of the lost causes now. And you have to really go out of your way for arcades or something, or you have to go to like some kids entertainment center, like Chuck E. Cheese. Certain Chuck E. Cheeses just don't have the games anymore. But like going to Dave and Buster's, Munchie, one of her friends from school, they had a birthday party at this place, and they had an arcade, and they had the Mario Kart arcade GP, which was awesome. But I didn't really get to play. Then then one of my cousins invited me and the family after. Actually, it was, when was that? It was it was during Mother Health. It was after, while we were my brother and I, Major Blood 12, we were trying to just have a calm moment because Mother Hell had just passed. Father Hell's still in the hospital. Matter of fact, what's this? Right? And they had the grand opening at the place. I forget what it's called. Oh yeah, that's what it's called. Fun box. Like the fun box, right? And I know it's called Fun Box because we went there for my niece's birthday, right? And met up with, my cousin. And they're like, all right, you got to sign a waiver, electronic waiver to get in. The waiver is good for 1 whole year. They had just opened. And here's how they do it. All right. It's like low rent Chuck E. Cheese. But what it is, or what they do is, I need to craft some stuff so I can have more space. I can't even pick up those and I need those. I need the pumpkin. I should craft the pumpkin. I did craft the pumpkin. I can't collect the pumpkin because I'm out of spice. All right, craft this. Collect the pumpkin. Craft the pumpkin. There we go. Picture, picture, picture. All right. So you go inside, you sign a waiver, and the main area of Fun Box is literally an indoor bouncy house. It's like all these bouncy houses put together. And because this bouncy house, they give you socks. And I'm looking at my socks right now. And the socks are in different colors and they all have different time limits. I need the bones, right? So you go in, you play around for whatever amount of time, and they have party rooms. But here's how they do it, or at least this is how they did it for the grand opening when the admission was pretty damn cheap. The price has gone up now because it's past the grand opening stage. So it's like, man, I was listening to my cousin's wife, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be sad when this goes up to normal price after we came in. And she's like, right, right, but essentially, it's like low rent Chuck E. Cheese. They have party rooms, but you can rent out the party rooms. However, you have to bring your own food. You know, they don't make food there. They have the big bouncy houses that they manage. Everybody's on time. Give you socks. Sign a waiver. Right. They have the little bit of the coin, the little bit of the arcade there. A few games, like air hockey. That sort of thing. And then they got the tables where you can sit and eat or chill. Like I still have my socks from there, and I don't have to wash these socks, but you're literally wearing these socks. You take your shoes off, and you're literally just in these socks. And my poor little trooper in his 4-year-old age, he had the worst time. Right? He had the worst time. And the reason he had the worst time is because the whole place was super duper loud. And, being 4 years old and the little guy that he is, he can't handle the super duper ass loud. So it's the whole experience sucked for him because it was just too loud. But everybody else was having a decent time. you know. And it was nice to get out of the house. It took my mind off of Mother Hell's death, Father Hell being in the hospital, and I needed to get out of the damn house. Just saying it. And here's our girl of the hour, Little Miss Crybaby Booby, whose outfit I can't even get because I just don't have the money to buy the in-app purchase. I just don't. And it sucks. Well, why don't you have the money, Hellgear? I buried my parents this summer. and burying your dead is expensive. You know, burying people is expensive. I just remembered I did not free Marcy up. Let me go get her and then get Rover. I freed up Peppermint Patty, but not Marcy. Oh, okay. Go get her. And some wood. I was coming to get her, but I got distracted by the pumpkin train for Peppermint Patty. Funbox was a nice place. I would go there again because you get to keep the socks. But I gotta turn them inside out. They still have the sticky part underneath the ball for for your balls of your feet that helps you grip everything, and so you're not falling. And you know, blue socks with pink trim and a weird unicorn fluffy thingy. It's the socks are just weird. But you know what? It's fun. It's the little it's some fun stuff. These little fun things that count, you know? You got to have a little time away to just relax, even in the midst of a terrible situation, you know. And death sucks. It just does. Death sucks. Before I wrap up this episode, I need to talk about the one thing I had discussed earlier on, and that is the scene issue. Now, you know what? You can sneak around for that. Give Rover a little bit of a break. Here's the thing about the scene issue, and I talked about this. As you have found out, the scene for this event is broken up into like multiple little buildings and stuff. And I wondered, well, you guys heard me from the previous event and how I ripped on it. So I did what I said I was going to do. I was going to ask about it, and yeah, I have to turn off the Statler and Waldorf part of my brain that likes to complain about every damn thing. Because what Pre filled me in about, and this is in case anyone else out there was wondering why the hell they did this, is like this. We broke up the one big scene for these events into multiple little scenes. That way, we don't have to put down the big scene that was created by Mr. Hugh Jass from the Bart Simpson crank calls to Mo Sizlak. You know, ah, see, this is why the Simpsons tapped out being gone and Grimmican losing one of his beats is kind of bad because he would probably, if he was still doing Simpsons tapped out, and you just remember something like this, he'd probably do like a little cutaway of one of the older Simpsons seasons where Bart's on the phone making the crank call to Mo. It was like, Hugh Jass, hey, I'm looking for a Hugh Jass. Ah, poor Mo. He needs to see the national twerking contests. You'll find plenty of Hugh Jasses there, and not just on the men. Ah, but yeah, it's like this. Multiple mini building scenes conserve space. And the biggest thing I was talking about is how Scenes were made by huge ass and they take up hella space. So that's how they're doing it. So we don't have a huge ass scene, huge ass, the dude from The Simpsons, making the 250 something block scene. We have multiple parts of the scene that you can acquire, and certain characters interact with certain parts of these scenes, and it takes out space. And that's going to be another video where I formally apologize to the dev team about that, because they literally gave me, they literally were like, all right, Hellgear, you as the community manager address how scenes are too big because they're being created by huge ass. Well, we're going to do this to give you and other players the way to not deal with a huge ass scene and conserve space. And me being the Statler and Waldorf button on overdrive, because them old dude Muppet dudes complain about everything, I mean, ripped on it from the Renaissance affair again. So yeah, that's gonna be an apology bit, and I don't have any problems of making these apology bits, because when I'm a dick, I have, I have to rectify the situation. I don't mind being told that I'm wrong. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ooh, ooh. Excuse me on that one. Ooh, man, that was a creeping burp. Got to do the next part of Snoopy's Town Tale soon. So I'll see you next time.